Yes, what's up, everybody? It is the WrestleMania 37 Night 1 post show. Let's do it. Here we go. What's up, everybody? I'm Dave. Welcome, my friends, Johnny and Glenn. There you go. Johnny North, Glenn McKenzie, Gracie Baja, West Island, Johnny North, professional wrestler extraordinaire. We are here for your WrestleMania 37 Night 1 post show. Guys, I am pumped. I don't know if it's a great night of Mania or the coffee. I'm not really sure. You guys are going to bring me back down to earth, I'm sure. You guys, a little bit more. I mean, Johnny, you're an old, grizzled wrestling veteran, so you're always bringing that perspective. You've seen it all. You've done it all. You've wrestled some of these people. You've been around all these guys, so you know these things, and you're not easily impressed. So I'm anxious to hear your take. Glenn, you're a wrestling fan, but you're not as deep into it as I am, right? Look at me. I'm a grown man wearing a Hulk Hogan t-shirt. You're a grown man wearing your own merchandise the way you should, like a champion over there.
I'm in deep with a lot of things, my friend.
You go deep big time. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about WrestleMania, and I want to know your thoughts. I thought tonight was a great night. I really did. I enjoyed the wrestling. I thought the end of the pay-per-view really picked up. The last couple of matches were fantastic. I thought top to bottom we had some good wrestling matches, and it was really fun, I think, above all, to have a show with a crowd again. It was fun to hear real audience reactions. It was fun to see the people, but really to hear the people. You know, hearing the "Let's Go Sasha" EST dueling chants. You weren't hearing that in the Thunderdome. You weren't hearing the big reactions for certain people that you might not be expecting to get a big reaction, like the pop for Bad Bunny, that guy with a massive reaction when he came out. And you saw who wasn't over as well. You know, you saw, I think, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, that match pretty quiet early on. You'd think the crowd would be hot for it. They were pretty dead for that match. But I thought overall it was really fun, and seeing a WrestleMania with the crowd there was fantastic. I want to get your thoughts. Give me your ranking out of 10. What are you giving this night one of WrestleMania on 10, and what was your match of the night? A big shout out to the members. I'm seeing you in the chat. Douglas Hepburn says it was enjoyable, better than watching the Habs tonight. I guess they lost. I don't know. That's disappointing. Shout out to the members of the team. Craig Paquette, I see you as well. Don't forget to become a member. Everybody else watching, we appreciate you. Bob, Alex, Brooklyn Lizard. Ooh. Brooklyn Lizard wants to know where AJ is. AJ's part of the MMA team. This is the pro wrestling team right here. This is usually the AEW wrestling team, but Glenn was watching Mania, so we brought Glenn on because Glenn is the man, right? Glenn is the man. He's making things happen left and right, okay?
I'm surprised I'm not coming live from a hot tub right now.
That's right, which would be fun. I mean, that would be an interesting show. Alex Tarras giving it a 7 out of 10. So I'm seeing the numbers come in. Give me your ranking out of 10. I'll start us off. I really liked the show tonight. I'm giving it a solid 8 on 10 for night one of WrestleMania, which, if you know me, that's pretty high for a WWE pay-per-view. I thought, it started off a little bit slow. We had some matches that weren't so great. But by the end of it, I was happy. I enjoyed it. We had some nice finishes. We had some impressive moves. I'm giving WrestleMania this year an 8 out of 10, and we'll break it down here match by match in a second. But I want to get your overall impressions on the show. Johnny, out of 10, what are you giving this thing?
I think what really hurt this was that delay. That delay really took a lot of the energy right from the start. And I thought you started with some of the worst matches to start with. It got better as the show went on, but this took a couple hours to finally get to that point. If it wasn't for the delay, and maybe if they organized it a bit better, it'd probably be like a 7 or 8. But because it took me a while to actually get into the show, it gets a 6 for me.
Yes! Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
6.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you for the 6.
What'd you win? Did you
I just made $20.
I guess you won something.
I just made $20. Brian, you owe me $20 because I was texting with my buddy before, and I was like, "Yeah, it was a great Mania, great show." And what did he say? I'm gonna read you the text exactly. This is beautiful. He says, "Yeah,
hilarious.
7." He says 7 out of 10. Fans made it 8 out of 10. And then he goes $20. Johnny gives it a 9 out of 10. He says, that's what he said to me. And you know what I wrote back? 6 bet. I know you, John.
Well, you clearly know me better than a 9. Like, I don't think I've ever given anything a 9, really. Like, 9's
Never.
really tough to get.
Never. I've never seen you give anything above like a 7, I don't think. You're very hard to please.
That's not true. I think the Rumble actually got maybe an 8 or 7.5 or something like that. Rumble was the best pay-per-view so far this year.
Wow. The fans, though. Glenn, what do you think? On 10, what are you giving this thing?
Yeah, I guess a general WrestleMania would probably be about a 7. But with the crowd being back and everything, you got to bump it up to an 8.5 or something like that.
Ooh,
it's exciting.
Nice.
It was exciting.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, yeah, some of the matches suck, but that's WWE. I mean, what are you going to do? But it came through. That's their way of programming. It's shit to best. It's not like AEW where it's like best to shit almost half the day, or it's like best, okay, and then best again. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Yeah. They built it. They built it nicely. It was a nice kind of crescendo where at the end you're like, "Whoa, that was pretty awesome." They did end it really nicely. I'm seeing a lot of numbers coming in on the chat. Matthew the Magician agreeing with Glenn, giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Doug Hepburn, 8 out of 10. Better than I thought. The crowd helped. There you go. Bob Cote gives it a 7. Paul Lem a 7.5. AJ Danny Brook giving it an 8.5. My man AJ on the chat. Brooklyn Lizard giving it a 9. That's our guy, AJ. We love you, AJ. So I'm seeing a lot of high numbers for this. People are liking WrestleMania Night 1, which really gears us up for a nice Night 2, because Night 2 really is the better card, right? It's more exciting top to bottom, at least on paper. Tonight, let's break it down. Let's see what we had here. I'm seeing different match of the night. Sasha versus Bianca or Seth versus Cesaro. Well, I think match of the night.
Clear winner.
I think match of the night, to me.
I know what you're gonna say. I'm
gonna take heat. I'm gonna take heat. But it was Bad Bunny, Damian 100%. Priest, Miz, and Morrison. And this is awesome. Me giving the Miz match of the night. On a WrestleMania card, I'm giving an 8 out of 10. Okay? Miz did a hell of a job tonight. Hell of a job. Carried this match, kept it simple, very well planned. Whoever was the agent, producer, whatever they're calling them these days, did a really good job too, deserves a lot of credit. I feel like they had a lot of practice going into this match. Wouldn't be surprised if they had a lot of ring time, if they rehearsed this match several times over. But whatever they did turned out fantastic. What a debut for Bad Bunny. Omos's first match, Bad Bunny's first match. I mean, who had a better debut? Obviously Bad Bunny. What a performance. Glenn, was that match of the night? The Bunny Destroyer?
Match of the night, man, for sure. Like, it was, well, Cesaro, that was definitely the best technical wrestling match of the night. That was fantastic. But like just WrestleMania over the top kind of, you know, entertainments. Yeah, by far Bad Bunny. Even the entrance, like, you know, on a truck, like he's like from, I don't know, like I forget what that movie's called there, where the trucks try to kill everybody. What the hell is that thing called? Maximum Overdrive. Going back. Maximum Overdrive.
Well, I have no idea.
You don't know Maximum Overdrive?
Never heard of that in my life.
You know Maximum Overdrive? Come on, it's a Stephen King.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh, come on. All right,
wow.
We'll rent it. It's pretty cheesy, but anyways, yeah. But
we will rent it.
Anyways, yeah, no, but it was way.
Can you
over
rent
the top
movies
and, like,
anymore?
I don't know.
You're really dating yourself, Glenn. How old are you exactly? What's going on?
45, man.
Like with Cineplex, you can rent them or you can just buy them. You have them all the time to have.
Oh. Johnny bringing the info. Thank you, John. So, John, was that the match of the night? Because Glenn and I agree it was match of the night. The Bunny Destroyer. I mean, look at this thing. Bunny Destroyer! Ah! Look at him. Wah-boom! Wah-boom! Bunny Destroyer! Boom! What a performance. I mean, that was amazing.
That was his best move, and he hit it on the outside. Like,
so?
Oh, can you hear me? Oh,
yeah.
Good. I thought we lost audio for a second.
No.
Like, the finish, like, I thought was kind of pathetic compared to that, though, no?
The finish?
The cross bunny.
The cross bunny off the top doomsday device? That was not impressive to you? You didn't like the finish? Oh, super chat.
Compared, the
Shout out
Destroyer
to
looks
Patrick.
a lot better. Like, the cross body just seemed very lame.
Wow.
I think he reached into his bag of tricks at that point. There wasn't too much more you could do. But you're right with Miz, man. I mean,
hit the best move for the end, not on the outside where not everyone can see it, too.
I thought the cross bunny doomsday device, because it's a tag team match, you know, doomsday device. It wasn't the traditional with the, you know, clothesline like the LOD used to do it. It was a cross body. I thought that was an impressive move. Maybe as impressive as the Canadian Destroyer on the outside. I mean, that was an impressive move to take out Morrison, and then you do that move to take out The Miz. I had no problem with that being the finish. I thought that match was really well put together, kept it super basic for Bad Bunny, you know, wrestling The Miz. Miz did a really good job, and Miz, like, he kind of roughed Bad Bunny up a little bit there. You know, there was that one toss where he threw Bunny into the ropes, and Bunny kind of like did an Enzo Amore where he hit his head on the ropes. You know what I mean? That looked kind of rough. Bunny took a stiff bump from a boot that Miz hit him with. Like, Bunny went down, and the ref was asking him if he was okay. The ref wasn't like pretending to ask him if he was okay. He was legit concerned for Bad Bunny in that instant. It was a stiff bump there that he took. The hip toss was a little awkward. I think Bad Bunny's offense was a little awkward, you know. The footwork was a little off. The punches were a little, you know, they were okay. The wrestling that he did, like the Canadian Destroyer, was that the nicest Canadian Destroyer I've ever seen? Of course not, but it was pretty impressive for your first match for Bad Bunny, who's not a pro wrestler. But I thought what really did it for me was the selling. This guy sold his ass off. This guy was really sympathetic. He got the crowd behind him, wanting him to tag out to Damian Priest, wanting The Miz to stop beating on him. When this guy was selling, when this guy was acting hurt, by God, he was believable. This guy has a character, he's got charisma, and as a babyface, he is money. He could sell his ass off. The selling was the most impressive to me. He sells way better than Bianca. Like, Bianca selling tonight was not great. At no point, Bianca's so big and strong, she's supposed to be a babyface. Shout out to Antoinette. Shout out to Patrick, by the way, with the $37 super chat to the WrestleMania 37 coverage. Respect to Patrick. I like the numberage there. Shout out to Antoinette. She says, Bad Bunny match of the night. He did a great job. Thank you, Antoinette. But I thought Bad Bunny just sold his ass off. Beautiful job of selling from Bad Bunny. Great babyface work. And, you know, with Bianca, I think she did a great job. The match was great. But as a babyface, I don't love her in that role because she's so big and so strong. She's bigger than Sasha. It's hard for her to be a sympathetic babyface because when she's getting beat down, I don't really feel bad for her because I think she's just going to hulk up and beat up Sasha Banks again, right? But I thought that match was really good too. But for me, match of the night, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and John Morrison. Beautiful performance. Johnny, tell me why I'm wrong. What's your match of the night? Seth and Cesaro or something?
I thought that was a very good match, but I'd have to go with the main event. Like, I know maybe you weren't impressed with Bianca, but I thought for her first big main event, I thought that was a very impressive match, and I thought Sasha did very well as well in that match.
I mean, I was impressed with Bianca. Anybody who could do a gorilla press. I mean, she deadlifted Sasha from the outside. She takes a dive, catches Sasha, lifts her up standing, picks her from here in a power slam position to up above her head in gorilla press, starts walking with Sasha above her head, walks up the stairs, which, by the way, you want to know how impressive that is? Try gorilla pressing a human being. Right? Glenn, Johnny, you guys are pretty strong. It's not easy to gorilla press people.
I don't want to
Glenn,
brag.
But do you gorilla press people? I mean, I guess it's a...
I've been
John,
able to
how...
gorilla press a lady or two in my...
Yeah, okay, a lady or two, but can you gorilla... I mean, compared to Bianca and Sasha... John, how big of a guy can you gorilla press? I mean, you're a pro wrestler.
Hey, you want to keep them under 200, but this is a big thing about Sasha. Like, she's the lightest of all, I think. So I'm not surprised that she was able to pull that off. And you guys, again, I think you're underestimating how strong Bianca is. Like, she's really, really strong. I think that was actually kind of easy for her.
I mean, I'm not underestimating how strong she is. I'm impressed by how strong she is, if anything. Yeah. I don't know if that, I mean, that obviously was easy for her because she decided to pull it off at WrestleMania. It's pretty damn impressive. I don't know anybody else who could do that to Sasha Banks. As big and strong as a lot of these people are, you know, like Nia Jax, Tamina, they've got some big, strong women in the WWE, but I haven't seen them pull off power moves like that. Bianca Belair was like John Cena tonight. Superhuman strength. She is a hell of an athlete, and every match that she has, she gets better. Every single match that she's in, she is better. She is fantastic. That match was great. I just think that down the road, she's going to be a great heel. She's a great babyface. People do like her, but the selling was a little, like, I didn't feel a lot of sympathy for her when she was down, you know? I kind of felt like she was going to win this match. She was in control for a lot of it. It never seemed in doubt, kind of from the opening bell to the final bell. I thought the match was very good, but going into it, I thought, oh, maybe Sasha would win. But then as soon as the match started, I was like, oh, it feels like Bianca's going to win this match. Maybe that was just me. What did you think, Glenn? Did you
I
knew
like
right
it? Away she was gonna
right.
It was okay, but I knew right away she was gonna win because she started breaking down crying, which was kind of like a huge tell
before the match.
Was gone to her, yeah. Like I even texted my buddy. I'm like, she's gonna win. Like that's like the biggest thing. And then there was a couple. I think they were just over nervous, trying to do too much, a little bit. You know what I mean? And then there was a couple of botches here and there. But the biggest botch was that powerbomb 3 count that Sasha, I think it was Sasha did, because the referee actually counted 3. It was 1, 2, the shoulders didn't move. Well, he didn't count it. He stopped, but her shoulders never moved. And then he lifted her. Right. Then she lifted her up afterwards. So it was a clear botch. Huge. Because it was a 3 count. If the guy kept his hand moving, but he just stopped while her shoulders did not come off the mat.
That's weird.
Yeah, go see it.
And then Michael Cole also, he said that Sasha had kicked out on the 3 count when the match actually ended. Oh, Sasha kicks out. Which is weird.
Yeah, she clearly didn't.
No, the match was over. Yeah. But why did Michael Cole say that? Like, you would think that he would know. Was that not the finish, John? What do you think?
No, I think that's the finish, but for whatever reason, he just screwed up. Like, I think he had a couple of screw-ups, actually, so it happens, you know? Like, it's a long night. People make mistakes. Like, Mike Cole did the whole show, if I'm not mistaken, so not surprised he's going to make mistakes. I mean, he makes mistakes when he's doing half the show.
Is there a chance they rushed the finish? Because the show was going long. They did have a 45-minute weather delay when the show started. Yeah. And I feel like one KOD, is that really... Usually a Mania main event, you do a couple finishes. Like, did Sasha kick out of the KOD? She just took one and lost, right?
Yeah, but I feel like they did that whole like false finish stuff in the Cesaro-Seth Rollins match. And you don't want to overdo that because, again, this is only night 1. You don't want to overdo the false finish matches because I'm sure we're going to see it a bunch more tomorrow.
Oh, Edge, Brian, Roman is going to be chock full of them, right? How many spears will be kicked out of? How many spears will be kicked out of in that match? Over under 3, 4? At least 8, Glenn. That's big, man. That's a big number. I don't know.
8's a lot, yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
8's a lot.
Brock Lesnar's going to make a return and mop up the floor with everybody or something. You never know.
I'm surprised Becky didn't show up. Becky Lynch was teasing a return. She didn't show up. No big surprises tonight, right? No big WrestleMania shockers. No returns of any sort.
You didn't need it.
You didn't need it.
I guess not. It was a good show.
I owe you a beer, Johnny.
There you go. It was a good show.
Water. 4 liters.
So Johnny North is giving his match of the night to Bianca and Sasha. Glenn and I giving our match of the night to Bad Bunny and Damian versus Miz and Morrison. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest getting the win over Miz and Morrison with the pinfall after a top rope crossbody doomsday device, or the cross bunny doomsday device from Bad Bunny. Incredible match. The entrances were great. Even Miz and Morrison's entrance was great with all the bunny guys jumping in the ring. I enjoyed that, and then performing their song. I didn't hate that at all. You didn't like that?
I didn't like it.
I thought that was kind of, I don't know. It was just like, this is kind of fun. I just enjoyed it. It was goofy, but it's not like that's what they are. They're goofy. I was like, yeah, all right, let's do it.
A lot of them lost their bunny ears. Like, a lot of them had one ear.
Yeah, okay.
I saw that. I thought there was going to be Bad Bunny in there. Like, why did one rabbit only have 1 ear?
Because
they're like, was going to happen.
They're leftover from the what was that guy with all the bunnies? Adam. What was his name, John?
Adam Rose.
Adam Rose. Yeah. He had all those bunny guys. They're leftover bunnies. Yeah, but I thought that match was incredible. I thought Bianca and Sasha was fantastic. Both matches great. Both matches could have been match of the night. Seth and Cesaro as well. You could throw that in as one of the best matches of the night. Fantastic wrestling match, one-on-one. Cesaro hit the neutralizer for a 2 count. Seth hit the pedigree for the 2 count. Seth told Cesaro that he survived the neutralizer and he survived the swing and that he is a god. Seth really milking it there. I like Seth's new entrance. He had new music. Did you notice that? I like that. I like new Seth. A little bit different. I liked his maniacal laugh promo that he did, too, during the weather delay when he just came in and started laughing. I like that. I like the laughing Seth. I was enjoying that, actually. I think he should do more of that. Keep laughing, Seth. The crazy laughter Seth is good. I enjoyed that. So Seth and Cesaro had a really solid outing there. And then Cesaro, of course, hitting 23 swings on Seth after an airplane spin that commentary told us he calls the UFO because he doesn't use his arms. It is goddamn amazing. Talk about displays of strength.
Coolest things I've seen in a while.
Right? Cesaro's so strong, and that's a move that he's done numerous times in the past. He's been able to do it for years. That guy is a beast. One of the strongest guys pound for pound in the WWE for sure. One of the strongest guys, period. And he beat Seth after 23 swings and the neutralizer, the second neutralizer of the night. Nice to see Cesaro get the win. Big win for Cesaro, beating Seth Rollins. And we were told this was Cesaro's first singles match WrestleMania win. First time he's won a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. And doing it over Seth Rollins is a pretty big deal. Like, Seth is a major star. I've called him the Macho Man to Roman Reigns' Hulk Hogan, you know? So, Seth is a big old star in the WWE. He's one of the top guys. And for Cesaro to get a win over him at WrestleMania is a major deal. Major deal. So good for Cesaro. This could mean big things for him in the future. Is this the big Cesaro push, John, finally?
Well, it just kind of pushes the fact that probably Roman's going to win, I think, tomorrow or later today, because they needed that top face to face Roman afterwards, right? So now it feels like Cesaro can be that guy.
If Roman does retain the championship, I'm still holding out hope that my man D. Bry walks away with the WWE Universal title tomorrow night, but we shall see. Come on, Glenn.
Not a chance.
You don't say that to me, brother. Good God. Come on, Daniel Bryan. Come on, baby.
$20.
No, I don't. No. I'm already way up. Mackenzie Dern won by submission. Yeah, I'm not picking Daniel Bryan. I picked Roman Reigns, and I'm already up on the day. Mackenzie Dern won by submission today. That was a clean,
Monster.
Easy money.
She's monster.
She was an underdog in that fight. And all of us on Ringside Report MMA were like, huh? And we're all like, yeah, Mackenzie Dern, she's going to win. She was on all our parlays. She was our lock of the night. Fred, AJ, and I giving you winners each and every Thursday, giving you easy money every Thursday, 8 p.m., right here on the Ringside Report Network. We cashed in again. Easy money we're telling you about. Mackenzie Dern, underdog today for the UFC. Gets a submission victory, which we called as well. I mean, if Mackenzie Dern's going to win, chances are she's going to tap you. She is a monster. Beautiful jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I guess so. I think it's because Nina, her name is Nina Nunes, and people are like, oh, Nunes, that's good, right? You know?
Well, she was ranked number 4 because she took a year off for the baby or something.
Well, that's it. She's taking some time off, and it's just, But Mackenzie Dern is on fire right now. We're here to talk about WWE, not the UFC. What did you guys think of the rain delay? The massive delay tonight. 45 minutes we had to wait before the first match, which was Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. And before the delay, we started the show with everybody on the stage. Everybody that was on the card was on the stage, and Vince McMahon comes out for the first pop in front of a live crowd. They didn't have a pre-show match because they were supposedly saving the first pop in front of a live crowd for like a wrestler or a match. But in fact, they were saving it for Vince? I mean, that is pure Vince gold. I mean, that's just Vince in a nutshell, is it not? Unbelievable.
Well, it's because of him, the show's happening, so doesn't he deserve all the praise?
Of course, he's Vince McMahon, damn it. But don't you think, like, maybe they should have just given it to Drew and Bobby or something, like start the match? I don't know. It was an odd choice. Was it not, Johnny? Can you not at least admit that it was a bit strange when we're hearing for weeks that, like, no pre-show because the first pop in front of the crowd on TV has got to be, for somebody, and that somebody is Vince McMahon, the owner of the company, which, it's cool to see Vince at the beginning of Mania. I enjoyed him saying, welcome to WrestleMania. Like, I like that shit and all, but God damn, pal. God damn, pal. He's really going to do that? Oh, I love Vince. He's crazy. He's wild, man. Good for him, I guess. People were upset.
He's trying to pump up the crowd.
Yeah, but they could have thrown Hogan out there. They could have thrown anybody out there, really. Drew and Bobby, the guys that are actually wrestling. John Cena would have been great, but he wasn't there. Anybody, New Day, whatever. New Day should open that show because they would have opened the show hot, I think. I would have switched New Day to start the show because the opening of the show, the opening match was kind of, Yeah. The first hour of WrestleMania when it actually kicked off was not that strong. BB Rexa looking strong tonight. Strong, singing the national anthem. Solid outfit for WrestleMania.
That strong boob tape she had on. That's
yeah,
for sure.
strong.
Shit, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
That was the weirdest thing ever. And the girl playing guitar, and I was like, what the hell is happening?
It was an odd choice.
I didn't have high hopes.
Yeah, I don't know
at that
what
point,
was going on.
I didn't have high hopes.
And why was Rhea Ripley crying? Just because it's Mania and she was in front of the crowd?
She likes guitar.
I don't know.
It was a very emotional solo.
I guess it was emotional.
At the time.
Are they going to have everybody out to start the show on the stage tomorrow, or are we done with that?
I feel like they sing the anthem again tomorrow as well, so I wouldn't be surprised.
With all the people on the stage, though? Do they need to do that? I think it kind of kills the anticipation of seeing these people when they actually come out for their matches if you see them when the crowd starts, or when the show starts. Like, when you see everybody there, it's like, I can't wait to see, AJ Styles. You're an AJ Styles fan. You can't wait to see AJ. if you see him at the beginning of the show, it's like, oh, shit, there's AJ Styles. Then when he comes out again, it's like, oh, cool, here comes AJ Styles. Instead of, oh, shit, it's AJ Styles. Right?
Yeah, but I think Americans do that at like every sporting event. They sing America the Beautiful or something. And it's a tradition with WWE, so they'll do it again tomorrow probably.
No, singing the anthem is fine. I have no problem with that. It's just they don't generally have all the wrestlers stand on the stage for the anthem. You know, it's a little bit weird. It kind of kills the buzz of their entrance later on. But, hey, whatever. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. What was the point of the hosts? I'm seeing somebody on a chat say, JJ Mondesi says, what was the point of the hosts? What was the point of the hosts? What was the point of Hogan and Titus?
The show afterwards, right?
Yeah, so they came out after the rain delay, after all the people do like rambling promos. Shane did a promo, MVP and Drew and Bobby did a promo, New Day, Kevin Owens. They just brought Kevin Owens in there. They're like, Kevin, you're backstage. You want to do a promo for your match tomorrow? Bianca Belair did a promo. Seth Rollins did a promo. Like they were just
had to kill time,
killing time for the rain to pass, and then finally it did, which was good because it didn't come back. Which that would have sucked. A second rain delay. Yeah, I hope not tomorrow. Yeah, but imagine a second rain delay. Like you get the show started, and then it's like, oh shit, we got to stop again. That would have been bad. I was surprised
I can't listen to Drew anymore.
Yeah. How
did you hear? I'm getting emotional here. I'm getting emotional. Stop. I'm getting emotional. I was like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And
Stop it.
Sarah Schreiber, poor Sarah Schreiber, scrambling for questions. She's like, Shane, don't you think you should maybe, I don't know, fight somebody your own size? And Shane's like, yeah, I mean, that would be good because, like, Braun's much bigger than me, but I'm choosing Braun tonight. It's like, what kind of question is that? It's very strange. You can tell at that point everything had gone wrong. It was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that question got into it, here comes MVP, and he doesn't even wait for Sarah to ask him a question. He's like, let me go into my promo because I'm just going to fucking talk for a while and save the show for a bit. Good for MVP. That guy can talk. Thank God he saved the show. Titus and Hogan came out on the stage. It was super awkward. They had no chemistry. Yeah. Every time Hogan started talking, Titus looked either angry or extremely out of breath, like he was sweating and needed to get out of there. What was the look on Titus's face? Was he trying to remember his next line? Is that the look he gets when he's thinking? What was going on with Titus? Was he just trying to show us that he's unhappy to be there standing next to reputed, noted racist Hulk Hogan? Or was he just having some sort of medical episode? I'm not really sure what the deal with Titus was.
He's a reputed racist.
He's a notable. He's in the Pro Wrestling Racists Hall of Fame. He's on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling racists.
Sex fiend.
But also on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling somehow. So, sometimes the two are intertwined. John, thoughts?
This comes from a guy wearing a Hulk Hogan t-shirt. Like, it's kind of weird.
I love Hulk Hogan. But I don't love Terry Bollea, brother. I mean, I'm a Hulkamaniac, because he brought me into wrestling when I was 5, and I like, what you gonna do? I like that shit. I like posing with biceps and, NWO. I like that. But, all the stuff in his personal life, I'm kind of like, yeah. And this, WWE, Vince gets the money for this, and I'm good with Vince. And he gave all his money to, himself mostly, but other political causes that I don't agree with. Like, you know what I'm saying. Vince, let's not get political. John, thoughts on Titus O'Neil's face while Hogan was talking?
Shit. I think it's mainly him just trying to remember his lines. And he was yelling a lot, so I think he got out of breath a bit.
Oh. Mako says he heard Hogan farted next to Titus on stage. That might have been it.
No, come on.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like
that would explain it. What's that, John? Yeah, it's a stretch.
A little protein fart.
Bob Cote says Ultimate Warrior was a bigger racist. That he was, Bob Cote. And Ultimate Warrior also, he is He has said some horrible, horrible things, which always confuses me why the WWE names their humanitarian award after the Ultimate Warrior, a guy who said horrific things while he was alive. I do not understand why they continue to talk about this man like he was some great humanitarian when, in reality, he said some pretty awful shit. Warrior.
He didn't get banned. Like they made that whole downfall of the Ultimate Warrior just to get back at him, like just to fuck with him.
The self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior.
Of the Ultimate Warrior.
I still have that DVD, so you can't ever erase it.
DVD set or something.
Yeah. They did a whole documentary just filming their talent burying Warrior. It was fantastic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was great. And they were gonna do it. They were going to do it to Brett, so Brett was like, let me come back, I'll make peace. Let's do a DVD on me, because I don't want you to do what you did to Warrior. That's really legitimately what happened. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre wrestled their match. Drew did a Taker dive on MVP and Bobby. That was kind of cool, the Undertaker dive, where he runs, and then he jumps over the top rope, and he flips. That was nice for a gigantic man like that. It's pretty impressive. Drew went for the Claymore, but got distracted by MVP when MVP was just yelling at him. You're going for your finisher. The other guy's manager starts yelling at you, and you're like, oh. And then Bobby puts the Hurt Lock on, and he holds it for a while, and then he falls asleep. And then Bobby wins because Drew fell asleep in a full Nelson. Glenn, I've been around grappling for a while, but you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You own a Jiu-Jitsu school. Have you ever seen anybody tap out to a full Nelson? No, not tap out. Sorry. Pass out.
I've seen people.
Tap out, sure.
No.
Maybe. But go unconscious to a full Nelson? Because as far as I know, it's not a choke, right? So I'm not sure how that would happen. You've never seen anyone pass out to a full Nelson, right?
Well, it's a neck crank, but I mean, it's pain.
It hurts.
I think he's supposed to be passing out from pain. That's what the pass out's from.
Do you buy it? As a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and a guy who's around real grappling all the time, when you see that used as a submission hold...
Well, it's a shit move. Nobody's ever going to pull that off anyways.
Exactly. Without even like a back mount, without even hooks in, right? Like if he had hooks in, I could maybe buy it, maybe, but even then, right? Like as a legit grappler, when you see shit like that, it's like, right?
Well, there is the only legit one is the chicken wing. The chicken, who used to do that? Bob Backlund. That's actually pretty legit.
Crossface chicken wing.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. In freestyle wrestling, it was like one arm behind because it's illegal to go double on the neck. Because of the neck crank type thing. So that was actually a solid move. But yeah, no, there's because of the mechanics of trying to pull off an actual full Nelson, there's so many other things you can do that use the same kind of mechanics to get there and it's faster. And you know what I mean? Like even a rear naked choke. Same shit. Yes. You know what I mean? Like the neck is available. You don't have to wrap around them and try to power and try to lock your fingers together. But I'm so fed up with a fucking full Nelson finish. Like, I mean, with the master's lock or the power lock, whatever you used to call it. I mean, we've already seen how everybody gets out of these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the power, like the guy passes out. It's been done. Like, I think every 5 years someone comes around, they throw in the full Nelson because you can't do anything else that's spectacular. Let's just do a big, strong finish, But we've all seen it. The running into the ropes so the guy hits his head. Like, we've seen all the escapes to get out. I think Shawn Michaels pulled a couple to get out of there. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm just fed up with the whole full Nelson thing.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And I'm glad, because you got the credentials. You're a competing black belt around the world. You understand this kind of shit. And I'm glad that you can illuminate, the audience. Explain to us why it is a bullshit finisher, because when real grapplers see it's stupid. It looks dumb. I love a half Nelson. I think half Nelsons are very useful, right? But the full Nelson doesn't really come into play very often. So Bobby Lashley getting the win with the full Nelson that he calls the Hurt Lock to retain the WWE Championship in an opener that was not very good. Not very good, and the crowd was dead for it, and I'm glad that they were. I'm glad that they were there and that you could hear no one giving a shit about this match. This shows you. This proves my point that I've been saying over the past year about Drew McIntyre. Nobody gives a shit about this guy. People all over the place, oh, he's good. Oh, look at Drew. Look at him. And I'm like, look, this is artificial. There's no crowd. People talking about he's over. There's no crowd. He can't be over. There's nobody there to be over too. Now there's a crowd. Tell me, is Drew McIntyre fucking over? He went under tonight, and I don't think anybody gave a shit. I didn't hear anybody booing. I just heard fucking crickets. I heard people popping for Bad Bunny like crazy. No one gave a fuck about Drew or Bobby. Give the WWE title to Bad Bunny. Forget these jabronis. It was weak. Johnny, try and defend this. I beg you. Please. Why am I wrong?
Well, you're not wrong with Drew. I think they just made the right choice here. They realized Bobby just won the championship. It was best to keep it on him. Like, let him run with it for a bit. I was just worried because going into this, it seemed like they were taking everything away from him. He lost his partners and everything. And that finish was kind of weak. But whatever. I mean, he won. That's what matters in the end. It goes to show you that maybe they've lost faith in Drew.
And you were not expecting this, right? You thought Drew was going to retain? I figured Bobby would retain because he hadn't held the title for that long. Were you surprised by the finish? What do you think?
I was surprised, but, one, I thought it wasn't a very good finish. I thought it was like, well, that's it for the WWE title match. Like, it was kind of a lame finish. Like, there's so much yelling that goes on. Like, one little yell, that's what distracted him. It was kind of weak as hell, but whatever. I mean, the end result is the best part of the fact that Bobby won. I'm glad he's still the champion. They should let him run with it. He just won the championship. They shouldn't lose it right away.
And the yelling as well. The yell to distract in a finish, that needs to end as well. I mean, again, when you take it to real fighting, like Glenn, when you're competing in jiu-jitsu in a real grappling match or even in the UFC when you see real fights, right? The other guy has a corner and you hear them yelling. Are you ever distracted by the other guy's corner to the point where you look at them and fall into a submission hold that causes you to lose a match? For a world championship, what? What is this?
It doesn't have.
What are we watching here?
It depends what they chirp at you, I guess. But no, I've reacted. I've reacted to a few coach chirpers and like gave them a point, like you're next.
Okay.
Like, if you keep it up, like with the stupid shit, you know what I mean? Like no, but it's true. And I'm actually, as a coach, I know how to fuck with. But like a lot of times, I don't even need to coach my guys because they're very like the high level ones. I just need to distract the other guy. So I'm just mouthing off weird shit. And the guys have come up to me afterwards, like, fuck Glenn, man. Like, I'll see, like, guys crack. Like, they'll laugh on the mat, like, the opponents of my students.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got them. They're done. They're done. Like, tap them now.
Yeah.
Because they're laughing at what I'm saying. Like, some guy will say, like, hey, don't let him put the hook in. I'm like, yeah, let him put the hook in. You just do, like, different shit just to fuck with the guy and break him. But, yeah, you can't. I've never seen anybody fall into Kimura or anything from it. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
hey, Glenn, whoa, I haven't seen that, but
like all of a sudden you turn your back to your opponent to address the coach.
yeah,
right?
What? Yeah,
that's not a smart move. And these are supposed to be world championship athletes, supposedly.
Well, he did a stutter step. He did a little stutter.
A
little stutter step.
Oh yeah, Drew McIntyre didn't look great tonight. Bobby didn't look great tonight. This was your Raw big match from Raw, your WWE title match at WrestleMania. Get the title off of these guys pronto. I don't know who else you'd put it on Raw. AJ Styles is pretty good. Kofi's available. Kofi dropped the tag belts. How about Woods? Give Woods the belt. Woods is fantastic. John wants it on Randy. I know, John, you're going to say Randy, right?
No.
John wants Randy all the time. What?
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
I mean, if you look at tonight, it should be Braun Strowman.
Why? Because he beat Shane? Shane's 50.
Still, decent name, and like that was one of the biggest moments of the whole show.
Shane falling off the cage was one of the biggest moments of the whole show. When Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman had a decent match. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And it was actually the first steel cage match at WrestleMania in 35 years. The last steel cage match at WrestleMania, according to my sources and research, was at WrestleMania 2, Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy.
Yeah,
John, am I right? Yeah. Is that true?
Well, as long as you're not counting like Hell in a Cell matches.
No, just steel cage.
That is a cage.
Yeah, but
you're just saying
not
steel cage, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, no? A lot of gimmick matches at Mania over the years, you would have thought that they would have done more steel cage matches, but this Braun-Shane match was the first since Bundy-Hogan at 2. Braun beats Shane via pinfall after the running power slam, after Shane was on top of the cage and got thrown off the top of the cage. A lot of nonsense in this match. Elias and Jackson Riker attacked Braun with chairs beforehand. Shane was hitting Braun with the steel chair a bunch, hurt Braun's leg. Braun was selling the leg after a bunch of chair shots to him. At one point, Shane was out of the cage, climbed over, had the match won. Was like maybe 5 feet off the ground, right? He sticks his hand in the cage, which, like, why would you do that? Obviously, something bad's going to happen to you, stupid. Sticks his hand in the cage, and he's like, bye-bye, Braun. Braun, of course, gets up as Shane is still slowly brings his hand back in the cage, out of the cage. Braun grabs him and then rips the fence open to bring Shane back into the ring.
It's pretty cool,
was kind of cool, kind of different.
Yeah.
But how they got there, I didn't love, because it was like, okay, Shane is very close here. Like, he should just win. But instead, he had to just be a dickhead and stick his hand into the cage again. John, what did you think of that? I mean, that wasn't great.
I thought that was good storytelling. So Shane's been like, oh, Braun's stupid. And in the end, Shane McMahon was stupid. Good storytelling.
What did you think of Braun yelling, "This is for every person that's been called stupid. I'm doing this for you." And he's pointing to the audience. And I'm just like, well, wait a second. Are they so? And the crowd didn't know what to do because they knew that this was their time to be like, yeah, Braun, go. But then they were like, well, people aren't constantly calling me stupid, Braun. Like, what are you trying to say about the WWE audience? Are you trying to say that everybody in the crowd is constantly being called stupid? Because, you know, that doesn't say very much about your opinion of your fans, right? It was an odd moment where the crowd was just kind of like, in the Thunderdome, they would have been like, yeah, we're stupid. But, of course, that would have been a fake crowd. But here, you had a real crowd with a real reaction to Braun Strowman in his big moment trying to sell the angle and sell the story. This is for everybody that is called stupid all the time, like I am. I'm doing this for you guys, the WWE Universe. I'm sure everybody's calling you stupid because you're watching this dumb shit. I wouldn't watch it. This shit is stupid. And I'm like, yeah, Braun, I guess maybe he's right. Are people calling us stupid behind our backs, guys? What's going on? We are watching this really dumb shit.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, people might be calling me stupid. That's fine. They can suck it, those bastards. John, what's going on? That was a weird moment, right?
Yeah, he probably should have worded that better. He should have just said, like, this is all for you, like, because you want to see this, you know, like, that would have been better. And, like, the whole, like, idea of, like, WWE calls their fans stupid, like, he should have played it more into that, but that wasn't what the story was. It was about how, you know, when people are getting bullied, they're being called stupid, and they had to play into that instead, and that's the line that they gave him, so he has to play up that line, which isn't that very good whatsoever, but he's just doing what he's told, and yeah, they unfortunately make him look stupid again in the end.
Yep. And I think you're right. They should have said something like, this is for everybody who's been bullied, everybody who gets picked on. I'm doing this for you. Like, that's more kind of relatable and more of like a nice underdog kind of story to tell. Anybody who's fighting against the man, you know, some rich billionaire, I'm trying to take them down for you, the 1%, something, you know.
1%.
Braun Strowman for Bernie Sanders, I'm doing this for you, you know, something weird. But
in real life, he's the exact opposite.
I know he is. So yeah, I don't know. It was a really stupid angle, and the match was kind of not great. Not the best match of the night.
Well, it had bump by Shane is one of the best moments of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That bump was a highlight, but the match was a, one Shane McMahon bump, right? Other than that, was there anything really redeemable or worth anything about this match?
The opening of the cage was cool.
Coast to coast. Yeah, that too.
I don't care about Shane's coast to coast anymore. Ripping the cage open, I guess, was cool, but I've seen Kane do it, and it was better when Kane did it. I've seen that done before.
Door.
It was a door. Yeah, but I don't know.
I
feel
when
like
somebody was climbing over
Big
and
Show
about to win.
and Omos just pulled off a pod, an elimination chamber. Like, I don't know. It's done a lot.
That wasn't as cool.
No, but it's a gimmicked cage. It's not like it didn't look like it took him much effort. You know, he just went click. There it goes.
No. He yanked 3 times before it even went like the first bearing.
He actually had to really work on that. Actually,
yeah, he had to yank pretty good.
I didn't like it. Fine.
Because Shane was still hanging on it too, right? So it had to have some kind of brackets on there, or Shane would have probably ripped it off with his weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So you don't think it was gimmicked fence? You don't think that fence was gimmicked in any kind of way? Come on.
To a certain extent, but he had to. He's
easy.
a strong dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, of course he's very strong, and he pulled at it, but I don't know. I didn't love that match.
You just don't want to believe. Just believe, Dave. Trust me.
No, I'd rather believe in Bad Bunny. I'm believing in Bad Bunny way more than Braun Strowman tonight. Okay, Bad Bunny is the man. He's the man. What a tremendous guy. Okay, what else happened tonight? AJ Styles and Omos beat New Day to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Omos wanted to start the match, but New Day was demanding AJ Styles. They isolated AJ Styles. I like the story they were telling there, saying, you know, we tricked you, AJ, and now we're going to use tag team moves, and you're not a tag team wrestler. And New Day showing why they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time, doing some great tag team wrestling there with AJ Styles. I was really enjoying all that stuff. I thought New Day and AJ had a hell of a match together. And then eventually when Omos got tagged in, Woods and Kofi both sold for Omos like champions. They made him look like $1 million. Omos looked like a monster. Like when Woods first saw Omos coming into the ring and he's acting like he's seen like a legit monster, a ghost, some sort of, you know, whatever. It was really good shit from Xavier Woods. That guy sold like a motherfucker. And the match was okay. Omos hit a couple, you know, backbreakers. He didn't look particularly good in the match. He didn't do much, but he didn't have to do much, right? He hit his choke bomb and he slammed Kofi pretty rough. 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. Omos looked pretty green, but you know, that's why we haven't seen Omos wrestle up until this point. He's been on TV for months. He was Shane's bodyguard for Raw Underground. He was the guy at the door. So he's been on TV for a long time, and they've never put him in a ring. And now you know why. Because he's very, very limited. He's gigantic. They want to do something with him. They're keeping him around for a reason, but he's clearly limited. You see a guy like that, 7'4", they say. I mean, I don't know if he's that, but he's over 7 feet. He's a giant. He's a gigantic man, very impressive looking. So you want to do something with him, but clearly he doesn't have that much going for him as far as being a pro wrestler in the ring, doing moves, moving around. His mobility seems kind of limited. But hopefully over time he gets a little bit better and finds his footing and becomes a legit pro wrestler, because the upside on him is huge, right? Like, for a guy that big, if he can learn to wrestle, holy shit. But tonight was, you know, an okay first outing, but didn't blow anybody away. But you got to like the potential of Omos, right, Johnny? Like, there's real potential with this guy just based on his size and look.
Well, when they came out, they got one of the biggest pops. I don't know if you noticed that.
AJ and Omos?
So, like, when Styles and AJ, when AJ and Omos came out, like, that was a big pop. So, I know they were positioned as the heels, and it was kind of a weird match where it's like they are the heels, but they're the ones getting worked like it's a handicap match. So, that was kind of weird. And then in the end, like, they kind of made the comeback. So, it was odd in that sense, but it was still fine because it worked towards the story of how Omos is a giant, and when he comes in, it's pretty much game over. So that worked. It was fine. It wasn't the greatest match on the show, but it was fine for what it was.
They did get a big pop, but I don't think that was really for Omos. I think that was for AJ. People love AJ Styles, and real wrestling fans are showing up to WrestleMania. You know, the people that are showing up to this thing are the hardcore of the hardcore. They want to see pro wrestling. They are big fans, and AJ Styles is that guy. For most of us, he is the man. He is our favorite wrestler. Tonight, you look at WrestleMania, like, you know, he is probably the most favored guy among hardcore wrestling fans. I think he's one of the most respected. Cesaro's up there, but AJ Styles is another deal, man. AJ Styles is a living legend. people, I heard him referred to as the new Shawn Michaels, and yeah, I mean he's that type of performer. He's a once in a lifetime type of guy. He's ridiculous. He's the man. He's phenomenal. He's the phenomenal one. So anytime he comes
he
out
have
there,
bad matches.
He doesn't.
Rare.
Never, ever,
Yeah,
ever.
very
He's brilliant. And he gets better with age somehow. He is so damn good on the microphone, in the ring. Very few can touch him in the wrestling business. Still today, he's one of the best. In his 40s, he's still one of the best going in the world. And, yeah, people respect AJ Styles. People love AJ Styles. No shit, he gets
took
a big
away his
pop.
finisher, too. They took away the Clash, right? He's not allowed doing it anymore?
Oh, no, he still does it.
Oh, did he bring it back? Because I know he banned, Vince banned it for a little while or something like that. Because
no. He's been doing it for a while, right? Jericho got it. Jericho was the one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
who pushed it, and that was early on in AJ's WWE career. He's been doing it pretty much the whole time. He's phenomenal, right? He's the phenomenal one. Everybody loves AJ Styles. Yeah, you don't see it often.
Yeah.
You didn't have to see it tonight. It was Omos doing the finishing off of the New Day. New Day is great. I love seeing Big E come out and do the entrance for New Day. I love seeing Kofi and Woods and Big E all together again. It's like one happy family that I love seeing together. Those guys together just warms my heart. So Big E doing the entrance for his guys, Kofi and Woods, beautiful stuff. The backstage promo that they did was my favorite backstage promo during the weather break. Kevin Owens is actually pretty good too. But New Day was really, really good. I love those guys together. And that entrance was good. Their look was really cool. They had WrestleMania-themed gear and hair. They always go the extra mile. I love the New Day. Can't say enough good things about those guys. Like I said, put the WWE title on either one of them. Kofi or Woods, I'd be very, very happy. So I love those guys. They delivered tonight. They had a great showing. AJ had a great showing. And Omos, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Omos in the future. I like what I've seen so far because he's gigantic. We've covered pretty much everything at WrestleMania.
7'3" or something? They say 7'3", 400
They say 7'4", 7'4", 400, over 400 pounds, I think. How about the... I think we've talked about everything except the women's match, which surprised me. I thought that Lana and Naomi would win, and they wound up losing right away. They were the first to come out, and they lost to Billie Kay and Carmella. That was a little weird, and that was the women's, what do they call it? Tag Team Turmoil was a gauntlet match. So Billie Kay and Carmella, the new team, beat Lana and Naomi, who I thought were going to not only win this match, but win the titles tomorrow night. I was wrong, big time on that, right? Billie got the pin on Naomi. Ruby Riott, good thing I don't bet on pro wrestling, just MMA. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan then came in, and they beat Billie Kay and Carmella after a senton on Billie. And then the Riott Squad stayed in for a while. Liv and Ruby beat Dana and Mandy by pinfall. A reversal of a small package, kind of a weird finish. The ring announcer said Liv and Ruby had been eliminated, even though, right? Even though Mandy and Dana had been eliminated. It looked like Mandy was trying to make the save. Maybe she was late in making the save for the match. I don't know. It was a little bit of a strange finish to that one. Did you think that they did what they were supposed to do at the end there, John, or did they mess up the finish?
No, I think they got it right. It's just I think the announcer, he got a bad angle of it, and he probably saw the wrong person get pinned or something, so that's it. But I think that's what was supposed to happen. I think they were actually trying to push the Riott Squad in this because they knew they weren't going to win, but they wanted one team to at least seem like they were going to go all the way practically with it. It just didn't happen, though. Unfortunately, too, this is probably the worst match of the night. I don't know about you guys, but this was the match of those least interesting. Yeah.
So bad.
Like we said, the show started off really weak. We started off with a 45-minute rain delay, which I've only seen in baseball before. I've never seen that in wrestling. Then we had Bobby and Drew, which was not very good. And then we had the women's tag team gauntlet, which was kind of a mess. Lana missing that kick was really ugly.
Completely.
Right? Oh, God.
They tried to cut it, too, on the camera.
Oh,
you can see her start. Obviously miss. Did you see the whole thing?
Oh,
I saw her go for it, and not
Obvious
connect,
miss.
and then, big time.
Yeah.
JJ Mondesi likes the gear on the Sexy Muscle Friends. Yeah, I like the gear on the Sexy Muscle Friends. Mandy and Dana.
She fell on her ass.
Oh, Mandy. Mandy fell walking to the ring, which was fantastic. It was so funny. But, you know, there was a lot of rain, and I'm sure it was very slippery. So,
AJ almost fell too.
Shout out to TK for the super chat. Thank you. Great show, guys. Thank you, TK. Yeah, a lot of people almost fell. You know, it's a slippery slope, right? That's literally what it was.
Yeah. You know what I don't like about this whole thing, though? I gotta I really like the Iconics. I think they were one of the best, not just women's tag team, but they were a very entertaining tag team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you why you break them up? Fine, you want them to go off on their own. Yeah. Now you got her back in with a fucking tag. You know, you're just throwing her with whoever. You got her back in with tags again. You know what I mean? Just put the Iconics back together and build it up. Because now it's just they're just mixing and matching they're kind of like doing what AEW is doing a little bit. You know, just mixing, matching everything together.
Yep, Iconics belong together. I have no idea why they broke them up. It was a ridiculous move, and I think they broke them up thinking they might do something with Peyton, and then they realized they weren't going to do anything with Peyton, and now Peyton isn't even at WrestleMania, and it's like, goddamn, poor Peyton.
And now Peyton's trying to be that. Who was that guy that used to always pretend like he was with the Miz? Mizdow. Remember Mizdow or whatever?
Yeah, Damian Sandow, but that's a Billy Kay. Yeah. No, you're thinking about
but
Billy Kay's doing that for
Carmella.
Like, yeah. And Peyton is nowhere. Yeah. Peyton is absolutely nowhere. Maybe she can get a release and join Pinnacle in AEW with her husband. Her husband is Sean Spears in AEW. But yeah, poor Peyton. Like, she's not on WrestleMania at all. And
insane.
Not being used. Nobody's talking about her. Poor Mandy falling on her ass, though, on the entrance. I felt bad for her a little bit. It was funny as hell, but you also got to feel bad. Like, I mean, she's doing a WrestleMania entrance. It's a big moment for her, and then boom. Falls, but you know, whatever. It's funny.
And the
happens.
comments they make about her sunglasses being on, that's why she fell. Yeah. The commentary, it's like, well, she's got her sunglasses on. It's hard to see where you're going. Like, you know, like they kind of gave her a little rib there. It was funny.
I thought the gear was really cool too because they came out in new gear and they looked the same. Like from behind, you couldn't really tell who was who. They really looked like a tag team tonight, Dana and Mandy. They had the look down. You know, just the execution was not always there. Dana hitting a swanton. Dana hit a couple top rope moves where I was like, oh, shit, Dana. It's WrestleMania, Dana. Right? Like, since when does Dana hit a swanton? That was kind of cool. Good for Dana.
She completely missed the swanton.
I mean, she's going for it, baby. She's going for it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, you can't deny the effort. It's just the execution was off.
Yeah. Slippery ropes. All right, I'll blame it on the slippery ropes and the slippery slopes. Natty and Tamina then came in after Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott beat the Sexy Muscle Friends. Natty and Tamina come in to sweep up and get the win. They beat up the Riott Squad, who had been through, 2 different matches. They'd wrestled twice, and now they have their third match, and they lose. They hit the Heart Attack, Natty and Tamina, the old Heart Foundation move. Of course, paying tribute to Natty's uncle, Brett, and her father, Jim the Anvil. And then Natty was going to do the sharpshooter, but then she decided not to and pointed to the top rope to Tamina, told her to go up to do the top rope Jimmy Snuka splash to honor her father, the late Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And then Tamina goes up to do the Superfly splash, and I thought, wow, they're taking a lot of time. Maybe this is going to backfire on them. And it didn't. She just hit the splash, and they pinned them 1, 2, 3. Which was a little surprising because I didn't expect Natty and Tamina to win. Super chat. Shout out to Doug Hepburn for the super chat. Didn't expect Natty and Tamina to win because, you know, Natty and Tamina don't tend to win a lot of big matches at WrestleMania. They're not really pushed that hard. And they're a heel tag team going up against another heel tag team, Nia and Shayna, tomorrow night. I was surprised that the WWE booked a heel versus heel match. I thought that they would put a babyface tag team up against Nia and Shayna. That's why I thought that Lana and Naomi would win, because they were a solid babyface tag team going into this WrestleMania. The Riott Squad, once they were there, I thought, okay, maybe they'll win. But instead, Natty and Tamina just win. I was surprised at the finish. Happy, though. Natty and Tamina have been around forever. They paid their dues and then some. They are legends of the game. I'm a big Natty Neidhart fan. So I was really happy for Natty to get the win, and I understand why she didn't do the sharpshooter. It wasn't because Tamina was needing to do the finish. I think it was because she knew Cesaro was about to do the sharpshooter in the next match. Because, like, did you notice Natty setting up the sharpshooter, and then, like, 10 minutes later, Cesaro was in the ring doing a sharpshooter to Seth? Anyways, she's a heart. She can have it first, but she didn't take it. She gave the finish to Tamina, and Natty and Tamina get the win. I was very happy to see Natty and Tamina win because I love Natty, and I like Tamina all right, but I love Natty, and I think Natty has a chance tomorrow of having one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of her life, winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship for the first time in her career. I hope she does it. Go Natty. I'm like, now I'm actually really invested in this. Like, if it were Lana and Naomi, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But because it's Natty and Tamina, I am invested in this match. I'm really, really hoping that Natty wins. I really hope they give it to her. She deserves it. Go Natty. I'm a sucker for a heart, too. Right? I'm a sucker for a heart. What can I say? Do you think they will, Glenn? I hope so.
Yeah, well, they got to break those two up anyways, right? They're already kind of going their separate ways, so drop the belts and they go back into their singles, which where they should be. I don't even know why they're a tag team, to tell you the truth.
I agree 100%. I think Shayna and Nia involved in the singles division on Raw with Rhea and Asuka, and hopefully Charlotte will be back very soon. That's a money singles division right there. They could do a lot of really good matches there, so I'm hoping that they do that. John, you think Natty wins tomorrow? Does Natty get a moment?
Well, we thought there'd be new tag team champions anyways. Like, I would have thought it was going to be Lana and Naomi, but it's not going to be. Regardless, I think Natty and Tamina, that's fine too. Honestly, though, like going back thinking about that match, they probably should have gave it to the Riot Squad because I think the fans were more invested in them than any other team. And I think when Natty and Tamina won, the crowd kind of went flat to that.
Yeah, maybe. I was excited at home. Maybe the crowd didn't love it, but yeah, they didn't get a huge pop. Bayley got a huge pop. Well, not even booked.
They're not going to get a huge pop.
They were chanting
Bayley
her name.
Got a pop because that was kind of the surprise, right? Because no one expected Bayley.
Really? Bayley's the surprise, so she gets a pop? I think she got a pop because she was on commentary, and that's the WrestleMania audience telling the WWE, again, WrestleMania brings out the hardcore wrestling fans. They're telling the WWE, you should have booked Bayley on this card. We've been watching over the past year, and we haven't been able to tell you how much we've been enjoying Bayley. And the fact that Bayley wasn't booked is an affront to the WWE Universe. Bayley should have been booked on this card, and when Bayley showed up on the commentary desk, ding dong, hello, Bayley should have been the host of WrestleMania. Obviously, she did more hosting than Hogan and Titus. Hogan and Titus came out once, and then they did a backstage thing with Bayley and like the NWO, and that was it. That's all they did to host WrestleMania. Bayley did way more to host Mania. She even went down to commentary and threw to a video package. Hogan didn't throw to a video package, brother. That's what hosts are supposed to do. Bayley, ding dong, hello, killing it over the past year, a pandemic MVP, and she doesn't get booked at WrestleMania, and the fans were letting them know, we want Bayley. Hey, we want some Bayley. We always have wanted Bayley. We want more Bayley, and this version of Bayley is fantastic.
I don't like Bayley that much.
God damn, she's fantastic. I love Bayley. She's great. Right. I mean, man, she can cut a promo. There's very few in the company that can cut a promo like Bayley. She's very good. She's very talented in the ring, on the microphone. She's one of their top stars. They should have booked her on this card. And the crowd was chanting her name. The crowd was not chanting many people's names tonight. Right? How many people had their names chanted tonight? Other than Bayley.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny and Bayley. Thank you.
I think Cesaro got the pop of the night.
He got a big pop when he won, I guess.
Huge.
I think Bad Bunny got the pop of the night. After that match, it was like a standing ovation. When Bad Bunny won at the end, the crowd went nuts. Yeah. Bianca, too, like when she won, the crowd popped pretty big. Nobody popped bigger than her dad. You see her dad try to jump the rail, get into the they cut to her dad, and he's like halfway in the ring. He's like, ah. Then he's like, no, I got to catch myself. I love that. I love seeing her dad go crazy. That was beautiful. That was a nice moment. That'll be a WrestleMania moment forever, you know? Bianca winning, then cut to her dad just going crazy, and then cut to Bianca crying. Like, that was good shit. That was really nice. Really good. I'm happy for the family. It's cool. It's a cool moment for them tonight. I'm sure they're celebrating right now. Very happy. Good for them, you know? It was nice. It was a lot of nice moments. Happy for Bad Bunny. Happy for, a lot of people.
Pop-ups like block my face all the time.
What was that?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I think it was
Sorry, John.
It was coffee ad.
Yeah, well, sometimes we need ads in front of your face, John. It's more important, you know?
No, disagree.
Well, I mean, you're beautiful and all, but we need to bring in money to the show so we could keep lighting you as you are so beautifully. We got you a new light.
The center screen.
You're looking
We're the
bright.
bookends to Johnny's
Yeah,
beauty.
exactly.
You know what I mean? We're framing Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Johnny's the star of the show. Always has been.
I know. I'm aware.
So don't
look at the hair. Don't get me going again. I can't.
I know.
I can't. Don't get me going on the hair.
Johnny's magnificent, and Johnny will be back with me tomorrow night for night 2 of
our
WrestleMania post show. Night 2, tomorrow night. We will have Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, The Fiend versus Randy Orton, Big E versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight.
What?
Kevin? Yes,
what is that?
Right. I don't know.
Oh shit! I had no idea what the fuck that is.
Me neither. We'll see.
Sounds a little racist to be quite honest.
I don't disagree. But, you know, I have seen, like, you've seen wrestling that they do in, like, African countries. I think in Nigeria they do it. I think
they're doing that belt thing where they grab the underwear or whatever it is. They start
No. There's just, like, Nigerian wrestling. I've Googled this before and seen, like, images of it. It's like...
Yeah, but they wear like a mini sumo kind of thong, don't
yeah,
they?
kind of.
Where you grab?
Like, there is... Well, here's Senegal, which I'm sure is different. I'll show you this here. Look. So they're in sand, and it's like kind of traditional wrestling that you do in different parts of Africa. Senegalese wrestling. There is Nigeria's rising wrestling star and Olympic wrestler, Emmanuel Ogbon something. Why is he related to Brock Lesnar? What's going on there? I don't know. But let me tell you, they have different kinds of wrestling there, and I'm wondering if maybe the Nigerian drum fight is in some sort of sand pit.
Smiling too. I see his smile.
Maybe
I know he's smiling. I'm not going to say it. I know exactly. I see you.
What about the Brock Lesnar thing?
No, it's not.
It's just weird that Brock was there.
Yeah, I don't know. Brock's everywhere. You say wrestling, Nigerian wrestling,
He's
and for
covering.
some reason,
I know why he was laughing.
Brock Lesnar is shown images. There's images of Brock. Anyways, so I'm hoping that there's drums around some sort of sand pit and they wrestle there.
I sure hope there's not. That's gonna be so weird.
I mean, it's already weird. It's already gone full weird. So like, I don't know. Like,
there's drums around. And there's.
I mean,
each other with the sticks.
I don't think that's racist because they do it in Nigeria. Like they do this kind of wrestling around in Africa. You know, there's
not
like
racist, but you know what I mean. It's a little much.
It's like, a little odd. You know, I think it makes people uncomfortable, but at the same time, like I don't know, there are places in Africa where two dudes are in a goddamn sand pit, and there's probably some people around with some drums. And they're wrestling. So, I mean, Nigerian drum fight. It sounds bad, but, yeah, I don't know. It probably is real. Just this is the WWE's version of it, which will probably be fucked. So, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be. Who knows? I hope for the best. I really do. I hope it's just a wrestling match in the ring with, like, maybe some drums. I don't know. Like you hit
the tam-tams.
Yeah, like you hit a guy with a drum. I don't know. I really hope it's just a wrestling match, but who fucking knows, right? It's a Nigerian drum fight. And, Apollo Crews is an American from Georgia who has now picked up a Nigerian accent.
That's what I mean. That's why it's so weird.
He's doing the Eddie Murphy coming to America accent, and that's his gimmick. Even though Omos speaks with a bit of an accent and is legitimately from Nigeria, born in Nigeria. They could have easily given this gimmick to Omos. But I'm sure they're telling him to cover up your accent, speak more American so we can, that's a WWE
make
for
you a monster.
Yeah, that's what they do.
The American monster.
Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. Logan Paul's going to be there. And at first I thought maybe Kevin Owens was going to stunner Logan Paul, but I think Logan Paul will wind up punching Sami Zayn, and that's going to be the physical interference there with Logan Paul tomorrow night. Matt Riddle will wrestle Sheamus in what could be the match of the night for the U.S. title. That's going to be an awesome match. Sure. You got to like Matt Riddle, right? That guy's pretty awesome.
Love Riddle.
Right?
Ever since he started. Amazing.
It's cool.
NXT was great, too.
He said, fuck you, Dana White. He left the UFC, and he fucking made a whole new career for him, and look at him now at WrestleMania defending a title. It's cool. Nia Jax, and, it's good for any kind of ex-MMA fighter that wants to start a new career. You can do it, and you can make it on the biggest stage. I think he should be an inspiration for a lot of UFC fighters that may be thinking,
Yeah, because he was kicked out, for just smoking weed? Is that what happened with him?
Yeah.
Pretty much. He was villainized for smoking weed.
Yeah, and he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but I think he kind of realized maybe he wouldn't be the world champion, so he kind of figured, look, I'm still young. Why don't I try this pro wrestling thing? The UFC's not treating me the way I want to be treated. I can't smoke weed. If I do indie wrestling, I can smoke all the weed I want and have a ton of fun. And look, it fucking paid off for him, so good for Matt Riddle. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see him get this match with Sheamus, a legit top pro wrestler, Sheamus, too, at WrestleMania. That's going to be badass. Nia Jax and Shayna will wrestle Natalya and Tamina for the WWE Women's Tag Titles. And the main event, Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Edge and Daniel Bryan. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Night 1 of WrestleMania was fantastic. I really enjoyed the show. Really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Glenn giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Johnny gave it a 6, as I predicted, which won me $20 because I bet with my buddy Brian before the show. You owe me $20, Brian. I know Johnny, and I knew you would give it a 6. I knew it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Big shout-out to the members. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications every time we're on. I know we were supposed to come on tonight. I think our initial time when we posted the video was 10:30. And then things got delayed, and I was maybe 11 will be on. And then it was maybe 11:30. And then finally I was 11:45 because this thing is running long. John, were you mad at how long WrestleMania was tonight? It was over 3 hours, almost 4.
It's part of the reason why it's a 6 on 10.
Oh, too long. You're not giving them a pass because of a rain delay? I mean, without the rain delay, this show probably runs maybe 3 hours, maybe even... this show does run 3 hours, right? Because it ended around 11:35, 11:45. Mm-hmm. The rain delay was about 45 minutes. So without the rain delay, they probably run on time. You're really going to give them that many minus points, John, because of the rain delay? You're going to hold nature against Vince? I mean, he did beat God in a wrestling match. Vince beat God in a wrestling match, so you would think that he'd be able to control the weather, right? But 1 point.
I've got revenge here.
God got the over tonight, pal. God's revenge on Vince for that match. That's what he did tonight. Oh, you want to have your first WrestleMania in front of a crowd, in front of a pandemic? Oh, yeah. You haven't had a crowd for a while. That's unfortunate, isn't it, Vince? Evil God, just fucking with Vince. The pandemic was just so Vince would have to have no TV shows in front of people.
It was still raining pretty hard when they started, too. You could see it's coming down.
Titus was getting pretty wet.
Slammed. I think that's what threw them off. Yeah. Honestly, that's probably what got them going because they're getting wet. Hulk's spray tan was running. All kinds of shit was happening there.
That is not a spray tan. That is a real tan that runs deep for 50
well, maybe
years.
I don't know, his hair dye. Something was running, brother.
That's his natural skin color now. That's what he looks like. He's legit. He's an orange person. Like, that's his race, I think. He can't be racist. He's orange. He's an orangeman. Right?
Shit.
I really think that's Hogan's natural skin color at this point. I don't even think he needs to tan to get that color.
A leathery orange.
Yeah, that's just what he is. It's pretty amazing. Good for Hulk Hogan. What a strange looking man.
He's a baseball glove now.
But he still looks the same pretty much as he used to. He's just like shorter now, which is sad. You know, the guy's given like.
It was sad seeing Vince. Vince guy looked really old tonight, man. Like he looked really, really old.
I've seen Vince recently, but like I saw Scott Hall at the Hall of Fame, and I feel like he got even older tonight. Scott Hall did not look good tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was not
something.
X-Pac looked great.
X-Pac looked great. He looks better than he used to.
Nobody looks as good as Big Sexy though. Big Sexy, still sexy.
Yeah,
Kevin Nash looks amazing. He looks like he could get in the ring today and just be the top guy. Still, what is going on with that guy? He looks beautiful.
Looks like that wizard character he used to play there with the hair.
Oz.
What was that? Yeah, Oz. That was it. Oz. He's become Oz, a cross between Diesel and Oz now.
Kevin Nash looked really good. He looks great. And
I don't think so. I think X-Pac looked the best out of all of them.
Pac looked good too.
I don't know about that.
Hogan
he's thicker than he always was. I guess he's off his drugs. He was.
Yeah.
He was always really kind of thin, sickly thin looking.
He looked healthy. Yeah, X-Pac. He looked really healthy tonight. Yeah. Hogan kind of looks the same, but he is shorter. Like he used to be like 6'7", and now he's like 6'4" because his spine got like compressed over the years. The guy's given his entire body to the wrestling business. That's why I can't fully condemn him, because like I heard him talk about what it's like getting up in the morning. He says it takes him like 1 to 2 hours every morning just to stand up straight. That sucks. Like, goddamn, man. This guy's given a lot to pro wrestling.
Could be exaggerating a little bit, but
no. He wasn't, man. He wasn't like this guy has
2 hours.
Yeah, man.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I think it was maybe an hour, but like some days it was worse. You know what I mean?
Hogan exaggerates a lot.
Hogan is that, but like I'm telling you, the guy is in rough shape. Like he's put his body through the ringer.
Sure. Yeah.
And he'd still come back and wrestle because he's addicted. I respect the fact that he's given his entire life and his entire body to pro wrestling. Some of the outside shit in wrestling that he's done, some of the shit in wrestling that he's done, I don't think he should have fucking politicked his way to beating Yoko at the end of WrestleMania 9, but, that's a whole other fucking story. So, and I know John agrees with me with that. Diehard Bret Hart fan, I know you're with me on that, John, forever.
Well, no, like, it's fine for that. It's just he should have lost to Bret, because the idea was
to Bret. You're right.
I'll lose
Correct.
to Bret at SummerSlam.
Yes, he should have lost it to Bret. That would have been good. Had Hogan won and then lost it to Bret. But the fact that Bret just kind of got screwed out of that deal was not great. Hogan kind of buried some guys and didn't treat a lot of guys well while he was in wrestling. And he may have said some racist he did say some racist shit and was caught on video when he was having sex with another man's wife, and that man was secretly videotaping him, and then that tape leaked, and Hogan's ass and racism was leaked to the world.
His ass and his racism.
I mean, we saw his ass.
A lot of money, though.
We saw his ass in more ways than one, right? It was bad.
Well, you did. But he won a lot of money.
Yes, that did make him a multimillionaire again after Linda took everything.
Oh, yeah, he sued. That's right. Yeah.
That was good, brother. He did make a lot of money from that Gawker. Shut Gawker down for good. So, yeah, Hogan is complicated. Hogan is complicated. I like him, but I don't like him. I love him, and I don't trust him. I don't think I'd like the man, Terry Bollea, necessarily. I don't think we'd have much in common, and I don't think, but goddamn,
I don't think anybody can live up to his character. That's the whole thing, though.
Yeah, but the character was so good. The character was so good. That's the thing, and I love that character.
Nobody's that perfect.
No. Except
of
course
Mr.
not.
Perfect.
Oh, he was not. I mean...
I know. Still one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, though. I love Mr. Perfect.
Of course, I love Mr. Perfect. A legend. But, he lived a rough life, and, I I wish he would have taken care of himself more so we could still have him around. Hear the stories of Kurt Hennig. Imagine if Kurt Hennig had a podcast today, how fucking good that would be. You know?
For sure.
I wish I could listen to the Kurt Hennig podcast. I wish I was listening to that. I wish Kurt Hennig was a manager in AEW. You know what I'm saying? I wish a lot of these guys were still around. Rick Rude, imagine how good of a announcer. Yeah, fuck. Imagine Kurt Hennig on commentary today.
Yeah.
Fuck. And he could still be around to do it. Oh, well. Oh, well. I don't want to end on a sad note. I want to end on a happy note. Thank you for everybody joining us, okay? Douglas Hepburn, you are a member. He says we all have a special place for the yellow trunks. Exactly, you know? Shout out to Doug. He is a member. Shout out to all the members of the team. We really appreciate you guys supporting. Shout out to Patrick C. Hamilton. He is our Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, Patrick. You are a member of the team. You are a big supporter. We appreciate you, Patrick, out in Regina, Saskatchewan. Thank you to Antoinette, another member of the team, dropping the Super Chat. And, of course, my man TK dropping the Super Chat as well. Thank you, TK. And Doug Hepburn. Excited for tomorrow night, as are we. Tomorrow night, I will have a mystery third man here with me. Here with me. Here with me.
In your bubble,
night.
in your home bubble.
In the bubble tomorrow night. Okay?
Who do you think it is, Johnny? His son?
John knows already. Don't worry about it.
Well, let's just throw out AJ's
Don't worry
name
about
so
it.
Speculate and want it.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
just say
speculating. I'm not going to be here. I'm getting cut out.
Let's just say we might share a last name. That's all I'm saying. We might share a last
AJ's getting
name.
to the family now.
AJ's Simon. I've adopted him. He is my new son, AJ. Sometimes I feel like he's my son. Sometimes
He's
I have
living
to,
under the bed.
Sometimes I have to reprimand him like I have to my 3.5-year-old son.
He's the house gimp.
Oh, ooh, no.
Well, like from Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction.
I've never seen
You know
it.
what I'm talking about. Well, that's why you don't get the reference, Johnny. You know the house gimp, right? From Pulp Fiction. He lives in the box under the bed there or whatever. Remember Get the Gimp?
AJ's your Huckleberry, right, Glenn?
Well, that's Doc Holliday, but yeah, okay. Fair enough. He is my Huckleberry. I'll be your Huckleberry. Love that
That's
movie.
one of those movies that like everybody's seen, but I have not seen. I don't know why.
What?
It's just never.
You've never seen Tombstone? Or you've never seen Pulp Fiction?
Oh, I've seen Pulp Fiction. No, I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. Tombstone is Clint Eastwood?
Wow.
Is it?
No.
Who's that?
No.
What's Tombstone?
No, it's Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday.
I have no
who plays
idea.
Wyatt
No,
Earp.
I've not seen that. I've not seen that either.
Dude, man, watch it tomorrow.
It has
That's
been
like
a
right
while,
up there
though.
with like
that was
Top
the early
Gun and
90s.
stuff.
Top
Yeah,
Gun I've
still,
not
it's-
seen either.
What? What?
Yeah.
This might go on for hours, by the way.
This
there's
is crazy.
a-
You're half a man right now, Dave. You have to watch Top Gun. Your testosterone's going to go through the roof. Your
I'm
arms will
good.
grow 3 inches. I guarantee you.
Nah,
Watch
I'm good.
Top Gun. No, trust me. Watch Top Gun
Tom Cruise.
and then Tombstone.
Nah.
They play volleyball with their shirts off. Trust me, man. Your T
Sounds
is going to
terrible.
skyrocket.
I don't want to see men playing volleyball with their shirts off.
Beautiful.
That's not
Johnny
a
knows.
selling
You can
point.
see him smiling.
That
Look
is
at
not
Johnny
a
smiling.
selling
He knows
point.
exactly. Johnny's cracking right now because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
It's funny. Because he'll never watch it. He'll never watch it.
Oh, come on, man. It's so good.
AJ
It's
says
the ultimate man
Office,
movie.
too.
AJ's on the chat. He says, I haven't seen Rocky
You've
or
never
Star
seen
Wars,
Rocky IV?
which is not true. I have seen Rocky 3 because Hogan was in it, because I'm a super Hogan
But you haven't
fan.
seen Rocky. Well,
Thunder
Hot
Lips.
But you haven't seen
Thunder Lips,
Yeah, that's it. But you've never seen Rocky 4 with Drago?
I don't
Oh
think
my
so.
God.
And I've never seen a
I was
Star
a big
Wars
fan of
ever.
Rocky, too.
I've
I like
never
Rocky
seen
2
a
lot.
Star Wars.
Star Wars I could give you, but man, you got to see those other ones. I'll send you a list.
Oh, Adam Talmadge says Goodfellas, Casino, Tombstone. That's how good it is. Just watch it. Okay,
Yes.
well,
Yes.
I don't know you, Adam, but because you said Goodfellas, Casino, I'm in. Because Goodfellas and Casino I've seen like a million times. I love those movies. So I watch
There you
Tombstone.
go, man.
If you could compare it to the Goodfellas and Casino, but it's like a Western, isn't it? I don't like Westerns so much, no?
just watch it. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's based on a true story.
But I like, based on a true story where they're doing gangster shit. I like gangster movies.
Well, it is. It's the biggest gangster. It's the OK Corral.
Yeah, but it's like old-timey gangster. It's not like,
oh my God,
hey, we're going to take the, some a bit off the skim and let's show you how this fucking hustle works and let's show you how this works. Like, are they showing you how hustles work? Because that's the shit I like. I like to know fucking, I like to see the crimes done. I like to see the fucking criminals in the operation. I like to see the heist. I like to know,
I can't even comprehend this right now.
Don't spend the fucking money until the heat is down. You know what I mean? Kill everybody that's involved in the heist so you fucking get rid of any witnesses or anybody that could fucking turn on you. I like that shit. I don't like cowboys shoot 'em up, bang bang, that type of shit. I'm not so into it.
Have you seen Point Break? Point Break?
I don't think so.
Wow. I really got to send you a list. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs you've seen Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
Okay. We're redeeming ourselves here. So you like the Quentin?
No, I'm not really a big Quentin Tarantino guy. I'm a Coen Brothers guy. My favorite movie is No Country for Old Men. I fucking love that shit. I could watch that shit all day.
But you're gonna like Tombstone then.
It's kind of a Western.
You're gonna like Tombstone.
I guess that's one of my favorite movies. But I don't know. I like the Coen Brothers a lot. Like, their movies are my favorite. Of course, Big Lebowski, fucking Serious Man. You ever seen Serious Man? That's one of my favorites. I love that shit. Neither of you have seen Serious Man. See, that's the thing, man. You haven't seen Serious Man? What the fuck is the matter with you? It's a great movie.
Well, I'm telling you. I'd watch it.
Serious Man is so good. Oh, that's one of my favorite movies.
You're putting it on your top 5 list, I'll watch it.
But I feel like maybe it's... I think you guys would like it. But I'm telling you, I don't know. It's very Jewish. It's a very Jewish movie, Serious Man.
What does that mean? It's very... I'm not going to like it, though.
I mean, there's things that you wouldn't understand unless you spoke Hebrew a bit.
I grew up in the West Island. You think I don't speak a little Hebrew?
I don't know. But, I mean, it's like there's a lot of...
80% of my friends are
There's
Jewish,
a lot of, Jewish references, and I don't know if non-Jews relate to the movie as much as
mitzvah.
Jews do.
Yeah. He's a mensch. I don't know.
I mean, I understand you know some words, but it's like it's more than that. It's a little more than that. You don't have the experience of like going to Hebrew school and dealing with people that want you to speak Hebrew.
What are you talking about? My name is literally Glenn McKenzie out here, okay? I grew up I was in the retail. I was in the schmutta business.
All right.
Take
it easy, buddy.
The rag trade.
Well, yeah.
Don't treat me like a goy over here, Dave. I know what I'm doing.
All right, but your name is Mackenzie, my friend. So a goy you are.
How dare you goy me?
That's okay. Some of my favorite people are goys. I love them. Okay, I love you all. Yeah, well, I love my non-Jewish friend. My son's a goy, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Pretty good for a Gentile. We're pretty good for Gentiles.
My son has blonde hair and blue eyes. He's half Scottish-ish, Scottish, Irish, English. He's got all that in him from his mom's side. I got none of that in me. All right,
like that's the chat.
God bless. God bless you all.
Bless up.
All right. This show has been a mitzvah. Toda rabah to everybody who's been donating. Shout out to my man Dor out in Israel, okay? Out in the motherland. We love you. All right? That's it. I'll see you tomorrow night. This show's got off the rails. Bye!